What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the most important NYCFC talk show. You guys are hanging with the dudes in blue. It's episode 106 on this Monday evening. It's June 4th. Hope this episode is finding you guys well. Dude, how you doing
What up?
tonight?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I didn't say who we are. I'm Joe Amato. That's
You
Antonino.
just threw me off. I was like, what is he doing? He
Something.
totally deviated from the plan.
I don't know if we got something happen with the internet connection here tonight, guys, but something is a little funky. So please, by all means, bear with us tonight. Hope you guys are doing really well. Right off the bat, hi to Jorge. Say hi to us. Let us know where you're watching from. And Eric is saying hello as well. Dude, we've got a good match to go over. The Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, depending on how you want to look at this match from this past weekend.
Right.
NYCFC overtook Orlando at home, 3-0, and it was a good match, dude. It didn't rain, so that's good.
Yeah, that was we were just wet in different ways. Because I was sweating like you would not believe. The humidity was unreal.
It was
But
a little humid. It was definitely,
better than rain.
but it was better than rain. It was definitely a lot better than rain. So.
Oh yeah.
Guys, if you haven't already, give us the follow, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at Dudes in Blue. Let's just say hi to some of our fellow viewers here. Andres, mi favoritos, caballeros en azul, he says. Say hello to Jason. My mom is here. Hi, dudes. Steven, it was nice meeting you on Saturday. Daniel says hello. Uncle Dom is hanging with us. Ronald is saying hello, and Henry is here too. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. Your dad is saying that it didn't rain because he didn't go to the game.
Good. Stay home.
Let's
That's it.
let's start that pattern now.
I'll buy you out rest of the season. You just stay on home.
That's right, exactly. So we're gonna go over the Orlando match at home. So after kind of an abysmal performance from NYCFC the week prior, NYCFC comes back home and they play at home like they own the place, even though they don't.
Just rent.
They play like they rent the place. So, dude, Patrick Vieira comes right out of the gate. We're all kind of, I don't know if we're shocked, but we're all like questioning. No David Villa in the lineup. Starting off with three in the back. Tommy McNamara, Ebenezer Ofori in the midfield. And we're just like, what is happening here?
Yeah. That's like, I'm like, what are you doing right now? The Villa thing you can understand.
That's a
I just
resting
think
thing, right?
Yeah.
Open Cup game, Atlanta the following weekend.
I don't necessarily think his post game comments reflect that. Although I'm thinking more of Villa was probably not happy to be starting on the bench. And I think Patrick was talking more to that where he was like, listen, I don't want my players to be happy on the bench, but, sometimes it has to happen that way. Definitely because you have 3 games this week, you have to find them room to rest his legs somehow. So this was the game to do it. Although he did feature later on in the match, that I was okay with. I don't always like the jumbling every week of different. You're already starting something different with 3 at the back. Now you're constantly throwing different personnel, and I understand you have to because of the injury to Yangel Herrera. But it's just like I'm getting so many different looks. I'm just like, are things working because they're meshing well together, or is it because of our opponent, or is it more of the fact that other people haven't seen this look, but once they do, it might get figured out?
Well, I don't know because, dude, the first half, with the exception of Tajuri's goal, which we'll talk about in a minute, I felt like it was very, very choppy. It wasn't a very clean half. There was a lot of stop-starts, a lot of giveaways, a lot of turnovers of the ball, and again, I think even though we were kind of clogging up the midfield, I felt like we couldn't really get out of it in the first half.
Which is a good thing for us because if we're turning over the ball and playing sloppy like that, it's much better to do that in the middle of the field than it is in our back line. So lucky for us, our back line was kind of it was more of the solid back line that we're used to and getting the ball forward. It was the midfield that was kind of finding the rhythm, and you would expect that with McNamara and Ofori playing together because I mean that combination hasn't really happened before. So again, it's these guys got to get used to playing with each other, and it's not something you can get in training. That gel, that cohesion is not something that happens on the training ground. It happens during games, and if you can't get minutes in with these guys, playing together and feeding off of each other, you're going to get a lot of miscommunication. You're going to get a lot of mishaps and giveaways, and I think that's why the second half was a little bit stronger.
Well, we saw Vieira do something in the second half that we really haven't seen him do. He took out Tommy McNamara and put on Ben Sweat and essentially went to a 4-3-3 at the half. Now, that, I think, completely changed the dynamic of the game. I'm actually kind of impressed that Patrick Vieira did that because, dude, we're not used to seeing him manage games like that half to half. And obviously it worked well because we were able to generate 2 goals, I mean, after the fact. But what do you think? Is he starting to maybe realize that, okay, wait, we need to change things at the half when things aren't going as well as I'd hoped?
It's possible, but then you also have to have the realization that you need American players for Wednesday's game. And Tommy McNamara will 100% be featured in that lineup. So, a guy doesn't have many minutes under his legs game-wise this season. You don't want to overuse him, so you kind of have to figure out, what you're going to do. Is he Herrera's one-for-one replacement? Do you go back to 4 in the back and let Ring play, midfield, and then you don't have to worry about so much Herrera's replacement because you have Ofori, who I didn't think had a great game.
A lot of giveaways.
I thought he was very, very spotty. At times he was good, but other times just very spotty. I thought McNamara did a decent job. I think on defense he wasn't terrible. He actually looks a little bit slimmer to me this year. I don't know if it's just me, but he looks a little more svelte, as I was saying. But these rules for Wednesday's game, roster-wise, are a little hindering, to say the least, because I think you're like 5 internationals, and you got throw guys out with green cards and American citizens. So it's a lot of configuring going on, and I'm curious to see what kind of formation we put out with the personnel that we have.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, we got Anthony Merced joining us on the broadcast here. What's up, dude? If you guys haven't checked out his post-match recap, go check it out over at dudesandblue.com. He's always posting really good stuff there. He says 4-3-3 made everything better. That is 100% true. Henry is saying Ring moving to the midfield in the second half and bringing on Sweat at the half was a good move by Patrick Vieira.
Ben Sweat got some good looks. He was finding space. You saw he wanted that goal really late.
I know he did. He was on a break there. He had a little bit more time.
He had a little bit more time to place his shot, but
for the most part here, dude, the comments coming in. We got David. We got Luis. Everybody's agreeing that was a great move by Vieira at the half, and that's something that we really haven't seen too much. Of course, Anthony is dropping a comment about Wednesday night's game, which we'll have to talk about a little bit later on, saying Wednesday's game is not that important, need to focus on the league, but we will talk about that in a little bit for sure. Dude, so let's just address the elephant in the room, but it's the elephant in the room that we actually want to have. And that's Tajori Shradi slowly moving up the ladder as like my new favorite player. Now, my word of advice to any NYCFC player, just give him the ball. Just give that man the ball because he is
give the
dirty.
Sauce the ball.
Dude, let me tell you something. When he switched over to that right side and he scored that goal when Tinnerholm assisted on that goal, when he cut onto that left foot, which was a nasty cut, by the way, got whoever the defender was to totally bite on that. That was a very Jack Harrison-esque goal, dude. Left foot, curler. Come on.
Yeah, that was Donny Toya. You got Donny Toya to bite, and I'm pretty sure his jockstrap ended up 3 rows into the seats because he just completely fell for that. Again, that's a heads up play. You know that on that side of the field, it's a little bit more slick. It's a little more slippery because the grass isn't really planted down. Use it to your advantage. This is what home field advantage is all about. Find the quirks, find the nicks and the crevices where you can actually use it to your advantage and exploit it to the fullest. We saw 2 or 3 guys go down there. I mean, all of the last 4 seasons, since we started playing there, it's been that infield has been a nuisance. So use it to your advantage. Listen, you got the cutback, and I mean that. Just seeing a goal, I think that's the first goal I've seen where nobody stood up and the ball just was coming right at us, and I was like, "Oh, this is glorious!" It was like slow motion, and then watching it hit the net, I was like, "That's beautiful. I love it." Just fantastic. I mean, he's got a left foot of gold. It's unbelievable, and just the shot on goal to goal ratio at 7 and 8.
Steven is bringing that up right now. Steven Burgess posted that 8 shots on goal, 7 goals. Just let him shoot. That's my feeling on the matter.
He just brings an energy that is it's an energy, but it's calm in a way. He's got the pace, but he's never looking like he's out of focus, or it doesn't look like he's out of sync. He's very calm. He's very poised. If you remember his first couple of games, he was always like head bobbing up and down, trying to figure out who to pass the ball to. And you see now he's just much more comfortable, not afraid to take the shot, and he's pretty much the only one. Everyone else seems to be a little bit shy when Villa's on the field. When he's been playing, he's been taking it. He's been the guy to get the ball to. So once you get those 2 guys on the field together, I'll be interesting to see who gets more space, because right now they're pretty much both even to me when it comes to our most valuable players.
Yeah, no, that goes without saying. I mean, how many times have we called Tajuri out for kind of winning the game for us or bringing the result home, whether it's the draw or the win? It's on him. I mean, the kid is just he's nasty. I mean, he's like, I'm telling you, dude, he strikes me as the Jack Harrison type, but with, I don't want to say a little bit more maturity, but like knows how to find the space. I feel like
he's got a little more experience.
Jack would find he would find himself the ball. He would want the ball, but he would find himself immediately attacked by defenders. I think Tajuri's a little bit better about drifting in and out of that space. Like you said, more experience. That's just what comes with that. It's just knowing your place on the field. But also too, I think playing him on the left is virtually useless, dude. I really he has scored from the left. Don't get me wrong, but start him on the right hand side, dude, over Medina at this point, because Medina for me is still just kind of, I don't know, falling flat.
I think the fact that Medina's left footed, if you throw him on the left, you'll get his crossing ability, which is great. And if he's crossing to Shradi, he's crossing onto a left-footed player that's got great promise towards goal with his shots, obviously. So I don't see that being a problem. Listen, flip them, let them play opposite roles, and if it's not working, you can always switch them and see what happens, and let them freeform like they've been doing. But just really unbelievable player. And I think when you were talking about like the Jack Harrison comparison, the Harrison comparison. Wow,
that's awesome.
Harrison, it's
the
he's a bit more physical. He's a bit more physical. He's got more meat on him. He's a little bit taller. He's got a little bit more of a presence there, and I think it's a little bit harder to get him off the ball. And you compile that with experience, and you've got a player who's slightly better, especially at this point. I mean, look at the numbers. He's going to put up the numbers that Jack put up, and that's ultimately what we were looking for. We were trying to figure out who was going to be number 2 on this team and who was going to fill that void, and he's been doing the job above and beyond for me.
Well, listen, dude, there's no shortage of goal scorers at this point on this team. I mean,
which is good.
Which is what you want. I mean, that's what we talked about. That when you don't start Villa, everybody was like, "Where's David Villa? Where's David Villa?" I was like, "All right, I'm good." I was good.
Yeah.
Like I knew the tactics behind it and the reasoning why he was doing it that way. But at the same time, when I saw Shradi on the field, I was like, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're going to be okay. I think he just needs to find that space. Now, that being said, dude, we talked a little bit about Medina. Let's talk a little bit about Yoenga Burgett. Because as a forward, dude, how many more chances are you going to give the guy?
Again, and it's everyone's argument, and the hate is unbelievable. I don't, again, you don't want to, it's almost better to be quiet and just understand what's happening, as it's a goal-scoring drought is what it is. Because other than that, the dude does everything. I mean, I don't think anyone works as hard as he does. He is all over the field at all points in time. And let's be real, if he put one of those balls in, he had an amazing game. Because he was creating so many chances. He had so much opportunity. The one play I wish he would have kept moving on, and I think it's because he hasn't really played with Tajuri all that much. There's that one play where Tajuri beats his man and lays it off to Joe, and it's kind of like Joe stopped his run right in the middle of the box. It was in the first half, and the ball just gets through. And if he can't continue his run, it's an easy goal, no problem. I think it's just a lack of communication. I think Villa is there with his hands down, pointing like, look, give it to me right here. Give it to me right here. You didn't see any of that. You didn't hear anything. We were sitting right there. It was you could tell that there was a lapse in communication right there. So, again, the guy's doing everything right, and it's just not going in for him. And don't hate the guy for it. Listen, just you don't alienate players like that. It's you almost did it to Lampard, and the guy came back and scored freaking 14 goals in the second half of a season for us. Don't do it to the guy. The guy's trying his hardest. If you don't think he feels or hears what we're talking about, I'm pretty sure he does. And again, he's a nice guy. He's a humble dude. He tries as hard as anybody. It's just not falling for him. And everybody goes into goal-scoring droughts, but no one else seems to get the hate.
Yeah, okay. So, we got David agrees and says, I just wish he put one in the back of the net to shut up all the haters, like you said. Luis is saying that he ends up with the ball behind him, like we mentioned that last time a little bit for sure.
Yeah, the service to him has not been quality. How many times
listen,
do you have...
hold on. You can't – how can you you can't let that be the cause of the man having a goal-scoring drought. That's not –
No. It's not. But a lot of the hate he's getting is because, he looks clumsy with the ball at his feet.
So is the service being better put to other players and not Burgett? Or is Burgett not putting himself in a position where he wants to receive the pass that's coming to him? Because it seems like he seems like he's the only one that's not receiving the passes correctly.
It looks like it's that way. It does look like it. I don't have an explanation for you. I really don't.
Andres is saying Burgett needs to sit for a few games and come off the bench. It makes him a little hungrier. I agree with Ant. It's a nasty goal drought. It really is. And listen, dude, I want to see the man score as much as anybody. Because more goal scorers for our team is more goal scorers. I'm happy for that. I want to see the man score.
Yeah.
Luis is saying,
to shoot.
He's saying that he's a number 10, not a number 9. Now, listen. Could he be the guy to lay things off? Like you said, maybe you want to see him in more of an attacking midfielder role. Bring you that height in the box. But I don't think Burgett is the target guy, dude, because he hasn't come to fruition on that.
Yeah, I try to give him a different look, maybe sit him for a little bit and get him hungry
dude,
again.
Listen,
but he's not hungry, dude.
Dude, if
he's
you have
all over
listen,
the field.
If you're going to play a 4-3-3, let's talk about Atlanta. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but let's talk about Atlanta. You got to play 4 in the back because you are not going to keep Almiron and Barco and Martinez at bay with Collins, Ring, and Ibeagha. It's just not going to happen, right? No. Even though you're at home, even though you're playing on the smaller pitch, it's not going to happen. So, attacking wise, why don't you want to see? I mean, I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm like, why wouldn't you have Medina, Villa, Shradi, and let him come on as the sub? If you need an attacking threat, if you need somebody with strength, bring him in later on because, dude, he is not going to beat the Atlanta defense. It's not going to happen.
No, and I think with his work rate and the fact that he does bring a little bit of pace with him, he could be detrimental in the second half of a game. Especially if he's coming out for a midfielder, like a guy like Ofori. If he's coming in, he's going to wreak havoc. It's almost like you want to see other players take the shots and then have him find those rebounds and be able to take a shot from a little bit further away. And I feel like every shot he's taken has been right, like face to face with the keeper. There's like virtually no space to put the ball. And we're used to, I mean, you watch his highlight videos, he rips the ball. He actually has a decent shot. So I kind of want to see that more often. And it's just playing in that central forward striker role where you're the target guy, you're finding yourself too often too close to the keeper. Drop him back a little bit. Let him come on for a midfielder. Let him play, let him float behind a little bit and let him get those, like the shot Medina took that hit the crossbar, that then next shot hit the crossbar, in a role like that, in that area, he can be very, very good. It's just try different things. I don't think running him out there constantly is doing anything for him if he's just going to get, just keep compiling these mishaps.
Yeah, something he needs a fresh look, dude. Yeah. And I don't mean the beard or the socks. Keep the beard, lose the socks. The socks need to go.
Tuck the beard into the socks.
That's right. Henry is saying, let's try not to go down to 9 men and give up 2 PKs against Atlanta. That was a very rough game that the Union played. Oh my goodness. 2 red cards in a matter of like 15 seconds. So and it was all during dead play, which was absolutely amazing. So yeah, they're coming to town on Saturday. Let's chat a little bit, dude, about – I mean, we talked about Tajuri, right? We've kind of beat a dead horse here. The dude is an absolute stud. He's absolutely incredible, and we need to get him more minutes, and we need to get him the ball more. There's no question.
That we didn't talk about one of the crazier changes we saw was Tinnerholm at a forward position.
Yeah, but look how quickly that kind of fizzled out.
I mean, he gets the assist on Tajuri's first goal.
But that's only after Tajuri had to switch sides and Tinnerholm was playing deeper.
Yeah, listen, he's a guy that could do everything. It looks like. I mean, he's almost like Ben Sweat in a way that likes to get so forward, but then will track back in plenty of time to play defense. And he looked pretty solid. He was all over the place, especially on defense in the second half. He was a force to be reckoned with. I really liked his versatility on the field. I think he's a great addition to this club.
Dude, we had the luxury of putting together a video for Mr. Tinnerboom, which you guys will see very soon. We don't have much yet on it, but we promise you we'll be good. And thank you guys for getting involved in that one, by the way, for hanging with us and being part of that video. It's going to be pretty cool. The club asked us to do something for him, so we're really looking forward to getting that out to you guys very soon. But, dude, yeah, Anton Tinnerholm is – I would love to get a Tinnerholm kit. I love the man. He works hard. He's a great defender, especially, dude, towards the end of the match where Orlando was just throwing numbers forward. How many times did we see him and Justin Miram go at it? And he pretty much kept him at bay for the most part, which is something that's very difficult to do, especially later on in a game like that.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to talk. I think the last thing, other than Tajuri putting in a free kick goal that magically didn't touch a single person, is the fact that the third and final goal, which was not the thing that I wanted to talk about, the fact that it hit 2 crossbars and Maxi Morales buried it, but the fact that Jonathan Lewis was the person that started that play. Welcome. Dude, he's alive. Take him off the milk carton. We found him.
Yeah, we found him. So we're going to take this with a grain of salt. I don't want to overhype it because he had explosive energy. He was all over the place. Yeah, he was playing against guys that were half dead. So take it easy. But with that type of play, please tell me you wouldn't love to see Jesus Medina play like that.
Dude, that's what he's supposed to play like. If you're a designated player.
Do it. This is my problem with Medina. He does not do that. Lewis did it for freaking 15 minutes. What, 10 minutes, 15 minutes yesterday?
Dude.
How long was he on the field?
9 minutes.
Creating an instant impact on the field. Medina should be doing that 4 or 5 times a game, and he cannot beat anybody like that. But
Eric is saying Lewis did more than Medina that game. Eric is saying Lewis did more than Medina that game. Lewis, I think, has done more than
More
Medina.
than Medina does most games.
What's that?
He did more than Medina does most games.
Luis is saying that he saw Medina a little more active. Active, great, but you need more than just activity. You could say that Ofori was active. You could say that Burgett was active. You need more than activity.
He needs to be much more aggressive. And Lewis, I think Patrick told him, go out there and bring as much energy as you possibly can. And he just sliced through people left and right.
But here's the thing.
They were
Here's
tired.
the thing.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. If you guys haven't checked the post-match interview with Jonathan Lewis, go check it out. Very, very humble. You could tell he's been trained by the NYCFC media team because he says exactly what everybody else says after a win. But I don't mind if Jonathan Lewis is the guy that you bring on with 15 minutes to spare and running at tired defenses. I want Shradi on that right-hand side, a Medina that's actually worth his weight in gold when, as that DP status, and David Villa at the center. If you've got Jonathan Lewis coming in, dude, game in, game out, whether you need a defender or not, dude, he is dangerous when he's on the field. And he's a threat to tired defenses. That's who he's going to be. And I'm okay with that. If that's his role.
He could be a threat to not tired defenses, too. We don't know because we haven't seen him play.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to see him. If that's going to be his defined role, give it to him. Let him run with it. No pun intended. Just take it and become that. Become that super sub. Become that late game run at him, just tear him apart, and let everybody else stand in the box and wait for the passes because he has good service. He has good vision, good service. Guys, if you watch this highlight video from when he was in college, every highlight was beating defenders and getting a cross in the box. Unfortunately, none of those crosses ever went in on those highlights, but that's different story.
I think today's his birthday, dude.
It is. It is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Jonathan Lewis. Thanks, Lewis, for reminding us.
Maybe that was a gift. That was a gift from Patrick. He said, it's your birthday, go play.
Or, here's another theory, a Patrick Vieira conspiracy theory. He put him on for 10 minutes because he wanted him to be warmed up for the Open Cup game where he most likely will make an appearance.
More than likely.
And then we'll never see him again.
Certainly hope. I hope we do. Listen, we all saw what he did last year. He's a really good player. He's got a lot of promise. If you're looking to get rid of him and move him and trade him or transfer him, you've got to be able to showcase him somehow. This is his opportunity to either A, showcase himself to get moved or showcase himself to get minutes with the team. Either way, it's really up to him, and I think we see him play on Wednesday, and I hope he tears it up, whether it's in a sub capacity or starting capacity. Just tear it up like you've been doing. Just try as hard as you can. Bring that energy for as long as you possibly can. Leave it all out there. Whatever happens, happens.
Jason is asking, some people are claiming that he looked so good because he came in late in the game against tired defenders. What do you guys think? Dude, we have no idea because we've only seen him in this position.
Yeah, again, that's what I said when we first started talking about this. It was, you got to take it with a grain of salt because he is playing against tired defenses. But listen, if you're going to play like that against tired defenses every game, I am putting you in that role.
I'm
every
fine
game.
with it.
I would do it. Listen, Kyrie Shelton did that for 4 or 5 games and ended up scoring in 3 of them last year or the year before. I don't remember. It's been so long. I feel bad mentioning his name, but for me, you gotta find these guys roles and keep them happy and keep them working. And the only way this kid's gonna get better is with minutes. And if his minutes are gonna help you win, find him time and space in the 18.
As long as he's getting into the 18, dude, because I don't think before this, I think we haven't seen him in the 18 since last year or something. I honestly don't remember. And if somebody has the stat.
He's been in the 18 a couple games this year. Not many. I think it's been 1 or 2. But not put in, not subbed in, and these are his first minutes. And listen, if you're gonna get that out of him, And in those moments, do it. Do it. He's dangerous. It's a weapon. It's a huge weapon.
Yeah.
Especially if he's going to create space for the other guys who he's behind on the depth chart. If he's going to create space for Medina and Villa and Shradi, dude, we're going to score a lot more goals that way. So you might as well use them.
Yeah. Guys, it's that time of the episode where you start putting in the comments for due to the match for NYCFC against Orlando. Start putting in the comments. Let us know who you thought was due to the match. This one's probably in the bag, dude. But while people are putting in those comments, can we just talk about how Sasha Kljestan missed a penalty kick?
I think Cal needs to do a better job there. I think he needs to be a little more disciplined. But standing there, I was just like, oh, this is not going to be good. Not going to be good. And then we couldn't see it because we where we sit, everybody stands up at those moments, and you don't know what happens. But all of a sudden, you just hear an uproar of everybody going nuts, and I was like, "Did Johnson save it? Did he miss? Did he boot it wide? I don't know what happened."
We didn't realize Johnson dove the wrong way until we saw the replay.
Replay. I was like, "Wow, he definitely didn't do anything to stop that shot." That's one thing I will say that the Post helped us out yesterday. And it's games like this where, yes, you've won, but you do realize how easily the score could have been much different had things gone the other way.
Sure.
And it's not like it's 3-0 where they don't get any opportunities. They had opportunities that just barely missed, and it's not often that that's not going to happen all the time. Sometimes those are going to go in, and you want those are the ones you kind of want to you want to eliminate those. And it's tough, but again, the great thing that happened is you get 3 points out of this. You keep up pace with the guys that are up top, and there are just big games this weekend coming up. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Listen, due to the match, I think there's one person voted for the Post, which is your father, oddly enough, but everybody else, Tajuri, dude. I think this was just. Dude's a stud. And
the second one was his second goal was really impressive. The fact that it didn't touch anybody, but the fact that Ibiaga gets out of the way and realizes that that could possibly go in, that's tough to know that in that quick instance. Very impressive on his part, and he even mentioned that was a cross. That was not supposed to go into the net. That was a cross. Someone in the front.
Let it happen.
I don't really care.
Let it happen.
Unbelievable, though. Just really unbelievable. We didn't even know what the hell happened.
The luck just kind of finds him, dude. So this one's an easy one, man. This one's easy. Episode 106. Write it down, Lauren. Put it in the Google Doc. Ismail Tajuri Shradi gets the due to the match for episode 106. Congratulations, dude. This is like his third.
He might be on 3 right now.
He might be on 3. Guys, you can go on to dudesandblue.com and check the dude of the match Google Doc. It's in the menu at dudesandblue.com. Go check it out because we've updated it there because one of you asked last week if you could see the Google Doc, and we now have it up on the website, so you can go see it in real time and check it out. You can't edit it because that's ours, but you can see it in real time.
Honorable mention to Maxi Morales because he had a really great game too.
Maxi had a great game.
On the quiet side, I mean, the goal was great, but on the more quiet side, where one of those guys where when he does his job extremely well, aside from the goal scoring, which is like a bonus for him, really fun to watch. Really, really talented player, and I think he's much better this year right now than he was last year.
I think so.
It looks like his form is much, much better. So
but I think, dude, because I think you now have options. I think you've got remember, you've got 2 outside backs who are no stranger to getting forward to get service to the middle. You got Alex Ring, who's that protector. You got Yangel Herrera. You've got you've got a lot more connections there. I think this was a good season for him to be set up for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The options are there, which is good. I like how I got roasted by somebody for saying that Herrera wasn't like you could win without him. Like, you can win without him. Like, he does. He's not the savior of this midfield. Like, clearly. I mean, I don't know if you watched the game, but, I love when people, like, their opinion, they think their opinion is the only one that matters. and it's just like, like
You mean
we
like
all have a
us?
thing. That's why but listen, I will be the first to say I watch all these shows and I go on the Reddit and things like that and I read what everyone has to say to try to form, like, I take the good points and the bad points and I kind of like try to make my own thing up. And that's my thing. And if you don't like it, I mean, what do you want me to do? But I'm accurate. Like, we're pretty accurate most of the time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Guys, listen, if you guys are just joining in or have been watching this time, apologies for the internet connection here. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's on my side or on Anthony's side, but I know his video is definitely a little choppy, but his audio is 100% spot on. So thank you guys for hanging with us for that. Dude, the Open Cup, I care more at this point about Atlanta on Saturday because that is a first place deciding game.
Yeah, I do. I will always care more about the regular season and MLS Cup than I think most other competitions.
I mean, let us know in the comments, guys. Let us know what you think about this.
But it's a great discussion. It really is, because there are pros and cons for it and against it. I mean, you're adding games to the season that take away from the regular season, especially in a season like this where you have a 2-week break for the World Cup. I mean, you're cramming schedules and you're playing 3 games in a week a couple times this year. If you keep winning the Open Cup games, you're probably going to have more of that. So, is it nice to have a piece of silverware, regardless of what it is? Yes, but ultimately, I would rather have. I'd rather have the MLS Cup. And
not that they're both mutually exclusive, though. Like they're not mutually exclusive. Like we could very well beat Red Bull and beat Atlanta in the same week. I mean, it's entirely possible. Like probable, maybe not, but I think it's certainly possible.
I think you would much rather come away with 3 points on Saturday.
I agree. I mean, there's definitely mixed feelings in the comments here, but I agree on that.
It's a tough one. I'm not going to say you're wrong or right either way, because there's no wrong or right. It's what you believe, and I know there are good reasons and bad reasons for each. And for me personally, I would rather win against Atlanta on Saturday. Doesn't mean I don't want to win against Red Bull, because I hate them with all my being.
Of course we do.
I even took this can. It looks like a Red Bull can, but it's Dasani. It's water. It's better for you. It's much better for you. They should be our sponsor.
Benjamin is asking, do you think Sands will play in the Open Cup? I want him to get some minutes. This might be the opportunity to see that. I think it's possible.
Yeah, listen, anybody's guess is as good as anybody else's, because the rules and stipulations, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if he's going to take it seriously. I don't know if he's going to, even if you take it seriously, I don't know what you can do as far as your roster goes to implement you're trying to win. I don't know what kind of formation you're going to throw out based on your personnel. It's really difficult to gauge because we have so many internationals on this team that take up regular spots.
Dude, if this was against like the Cosmos, I wouldn't care. I'd care even less, right? But I care a little bit more because it's against Red Bull, because we lost 4-0 in Jersey a few weeks back. You want to see them get a result. But I'm not gonna wake up Thursday morning the way I woke up after the first derby this year if things don't go as planned.
Yeah, I think it's much less detrimental if they lose the Open Cup game. I'm not gonna be like, there's gonna be reasons why they beat us, and it's probably because we didn't put out the squad or the formation, or we didn't take it seriously. If we play hard. But at this point, focus really, really needs to be on Atlanta, because listen, our schedule after the rest of the summer, we're playing a lot of teams that we haven't played, so we're playing a lot of teams twice, and a lot of those teams are like bottom of the table. So this is our chance. And if we're gonna start winning games, then this game is really important, because it could be one of the deciding ones coming down the stretch.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. And when the top 3 teams are all separated by 2 and 3 points. This is, this is the part of the season where you can break away or drop back, and that's a very, very big possibility at this point.
If you're constantly having to fight, it's a little difficult. If you're constantly having to jockey for position up at the top, it weighs on you, and it's like you do a little more scoreboard watching, and it's like then are you picking and choosing your chances of when you're gonna try to step it up, and you really shouldn't do that. Every game should be treated the same way. Go for the 3 points and just kill it as much as possible. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're hoping for the best here.
Yeah, it's a busy week now, dude. We're doing an episode Thursday night, right after the Open Cup game?
Yeah, we'll cover it because it is for a lot of people it is important. So we'll definitely do it. Okay. Will it be an hour long? Depending on what happens, probably not. It'll maybe be a shorter one, but we will cover it.
I think we should. Yeah. So Thursday night, guys, mark it down on your calendar, 8 p.m. right here, Facebook Live. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of a better connection that night. But we'll do and we'll call it episode 107, dude. We'll do it. Everybody keeps asking what channel. This is going to be broadcast on the U.S. Soccer website, right?
More than likely, I don't know if YouTube TV has the rights. I'm not sure. But if I were a betting man, I would say either U.S. Soccer website.
I think that's what it was on last year.
It was on the U.S. Soccer website last year, yes.
Yeah, so I'm on it right now. I don't see. I'm trying to find the broadcast for you guys while we're kind of wrapping up the episode here, but it's not really telling me, and I'm not 100% sure, guys. So Jimmy is saying the U.S. Soccer or the Open Cup website. That's going to be my bet, guys. So if you guys hear anything before that, tweet it out to us and let us know, and we'll make sure to retweet it when you guys get the official information. If you guys get it before us, but yeah, that's that. But yeah, you got to look ahead to Atlanta on Saturday. That's gonna be a big game, dude. It's an early game for us, which is good.
It's actually our only really early game for the rest of the year.
Shame. I was exhausted Saturday night. Between getting there early, between getting to the stadium early, doing the video for Tinnerholm, staying after, waiting for him to do the video with him, I was shot.
We didn't get home until after midnight, and I did not wake up on Sunday morning until 12:15.
Yeah, it was
rough, very rough.
Yeah, it was a long night. Definitely a long night, but worth it. But keep it locked to us.
Made better with 3 points.
Made it easier. That's for sure. Make sure to keep it locked to us because we got a video coming out soon that we hope you guys are going to enjoy. It was fun to put together this past weekend, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. And but overall, congrats to Tajori for getting due to the match. That was the 3rd time. Lauren actually confirmed it earlier. Smash the like button for us, guys, because we're getting ready to wrap up here. Smash the like button for us if you like it. Share this broadcast with your friends. And if you guys like the Dudes in Blue, if you guys are into what we do, leave us a review. That whole thing just rhymed right there. If you're into Dudes in Blue and you like what we do, then go ahead and leave a review. That's pretty good. What did you say earlier? The Harrison
comparison.
The Harrison comparison. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun to do this. We obviously enjoy it. Head over to the Dudes in Blue store to pick up some swag like this. The Stay Blue, you got the Alexander the Great, and props to the people that were, to the few of you that were.
This was amazing yesterday. So I had a couple of fans of the Dudes in Blue, members of Dude Nation, come up to me, and I love you all, and I do know most of you by face, but there are some of you that I do not know by face. Or I only know by Twitter handle, which is not your name. So I'm a little thrown off when someone goes, Antonino, and then walks away from me because I have no idea who you are. But thank you for coming up to me. But Lauren and I got a chance to do the send-off, which if you haven't got a chance to do, and you're a citizen, a city member, I recommend you do it. It's 1,000 points, usually after every home game. Don't do it on the late games. It's really not pleasant. You probably don't want to be there that late, and neither do the players. But on a game like Saturday or a 3 o'clock game in the afternoon, go for it. You get to meet everybody. Everyone signs stuff. It's a lot of fun. But for me, it was amazing because I was standing wedged, Lauren and I, in between two Dudes in Blue fans. And it was amazing because you've got, we're just talking about it. It's great. I have ticket reps coming up to me being like, oh, Dudes in Blue, what's up? We love it. I'm like, that's ridiculous. But the best part about Saturday's game was one of our fans, Arif, I think he goes by Arjitsits, off the top of my head, I don't remember. But he's got his fam squad with him, and they've got the David Villa 400 T-shirt. And I was just like, you are the first people that I see wearing our stuff live, like in the flesh. Got the pictures, which is awesome. If you haven't posted the pictures, please do, because we really want to see what they look like if you guys like them. We like to repost them and stuff like that to get more people involved, which is great. But that to me was so special. Like, people were coming up to us and they're like, oh, where'd you get those shirts? And they were like, oh, he made them. And I was like, yes, me. And the lady was like, oh, I thought that was like something we sold in the store. I'm like, I'm that damn good. That's right. You thought it was real.
That's
it is
right.
real. It's like, not real. But, yeah, no, it was awesome. I love it. You guys are awesome. And shout out to our friend Picnic Brenda, who actually got a picture with Patrick Vieira while she was wearing
One of our
the
shirts.
Patrick Vieira out of the back, really quite good shirt. Like, Dudes in Blue Hall of Fame,
Hands down.
like number one.
Hands-
Instant. Like, boom, stamped.
Hands
You got it.
down. Hey, Binyamin, I think that's how you you pronounce your name. First time listening live, better live 100%. Thanks so much for listening. And he's asking if we do have stickers. We do have some stickers left. If you live in the United States, send us a DM and I'll send you some. Send us a DM on Facebook, and I will send you guys some stickers. If we've sent them to you already, sorry, but you have received your stickers. But if you have not, send us a message, and we'll do our best to get them out. Only if you live in the U.S., because it's freaking expensive to send it outside the U.S. So, that being said, this has been episode 106 of the Dudes in Blue. I'm Joe. That's Antonino over there. You guys have been fantastic. Thanks so much for hanging with us, even though the connection was a little shoddy. I hope it was okay on Facebook Live. Should be totally fine on the audio podcast as well if you're listening. And leave us a review on Facebook or iTunes, depending on where you're listening or watching. And dude, really, until Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Stay blue.
Stay blue.